YouTube, Matt Emroy back again. Well, got a little something different again for you today. This is a pickups video, but this is what I'm going to call an auction pickups video. That's right, my good friend Chris and I went to a estate auction, my very first, just yesterday. There wasn't a lot of really nice stuff there. It was kind of like a lower middle class estate, so it was just a lot of dishes, a lot of like knickknacks. They had some Lennoxware, but nothing Chris and I are really interested in. But we each did pick up something. If you check out one of his videos upcoming very soon, he'll show you what he got. I don't want to spill the beans. But today, I'm going to show you guys what I picked up. As most of you guys know, I am into collecting vintage items, and one thing including that are vintage cassette tapes. And that's what I picked up at this auction yesterday. As you can see here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags of miscellaneous cassette tapes. Now, most of these, I'll be honest with you, are blank tapes, and that's pretty much why I bought this lot. And there are a lot of them in there. Included in that, though, was a audio cassette cabinet, brand new in box. You can see it right there. Also included were these up here. There's another audio cassette cabinet. Now, it looks like they're two separate ones, but if you look on the side here, you can see that it's all in one. And these were also filled with cassettes, and a lot of these haven't even been opened. If you look here, you have a lot of Frank Sinatra, Glenn Miller, a lot of big band stuff, the kind of music that I'm really like. Smooth and mellow sounds of Peter Fontaine. Up here, almost all of these are brand new. You can see they still have the plastic on it. Christmas favorites. We have the original London broadcast of The Music Man, one of my favorite musicals. King of the Road, Boxcar Willie, some Tony Bennett. Up here you have Grease, Robert Goulet. The original London, Oklahoma, you can see right there. And The Showboat. A lot of classic tapes. Two that I'm really excited about are these two Patsy Cline ones. Suffolk Marketing introduces Patsy Cline. A lot of stuff like that. So I got these two containers there full of tapes. And I also got this one here full of cassette tapes. And I've tried to start arranging them. This is mainly easy listening, kind of like rainforest melodies, you know, natural sounds. I had some Hawaiian music tapes up there. Over here we have a lot of Glenn Miller. I'll be honest, these few tapes in the back, these here are not ones that came with it. These are ones that I had, but had no place for. They were just sitting on top of here, so I started mixing a few that I already had in there. And here we have Stage Door Canteen. The Tidewater Winds, I'm kind of curious about that. That must be a local band. 50 sweet songs, and then 100 of the world's most beautiful melodies. And again, some of these are still brand new, never even been opened. So I thought what I would do real quick is show you guys a couple of these bags here. And again, most of them are blank tapes, and I'm going to go through them later on more. You can see a lot of them haven't even been opened. We got a 5-6 pack of these BASF Faro tapes. These are excellent tapes. These are type 1 tapes, but BASF, if you don't know, was a manufacturer, a chemical manufacturer who also did blank media, and their quality is phenomenal, and I believe these were all stored properly. It says made in Korea, but no actual date. I'm guessing early 90s. And here we have another 6-pack, which has kind of been broken into a little bit, but still okay. As long as these, when you buy blank tapes, especially old ones, as long as they've been stored properly in a low humidity environment, you know, low heat, and these plastic around the cassette is still intact, then you're pretty much good to go. And we even have the whole thing here. I'll be honest with you, I haven't even looked in here to see how full it is. Oh wow. There's only maybe like one cassette missing, and I'll bet it's somewhere in here. Now these look even older. I'll bet you these are 80s. So you can see these are BASF LH-E190 minute tapes. These are actually worth quite a bit on eBay. I bet you I could sell that whole box for what I paid for this whole lot. But as you guys know, I am not into selling my vintage cassette tapes, especially when they're brand new like this in the box. Let's see if we can get a date on this. I'm actually pretty curious to see if there's a date of manufacturer, and there is not. You can just see on the bottom, this is probably sold in like a semi-professional music store. And you have a few of these really cheap, like 60-minute tapes. These are going to go in the garbage because they are not healthy for my high-end cassette decks at all. Oh, there's another one of those, probably one in there, another one of those BASF tapes. Then you got these right here, which are brand new. These are Spartan by High Tech. Never actually heard of this brand before, but still look kind of interesting. High energy, high fidelity, probably a decent tape. Looks like something out of the 70s maybe. I also got a few of these TDK D90 tapes, which I'll be honest with you, these are workhorses. They don't sound the greatest, but they're decent as long, because they're, you know, of course type 1s, but as long as you record in Dolby B, they sound just fine, and they are sturdy as heck. I've probably had one of those tapes going now for about 10 years, and I listen to that on a regular basis. That's pretty much it for that one. I'll go through one more bag with you guys just to show you what other kind of stuff they have here. That's mostly pre-recorded stuff in that one. Here we go. And of course, they're just going to go all over the place. A couple of these cheap Century tapes. These are alright for audio recording, but I would never do any kind of music recording with those. Few more of these never opened Spartan tapes. I thought I had some more BASF stuff. Might be in here. I'll tell you what, let's just dump it all out because I got to go through it today anyway. There we go. Yep, I thought so. Here's another pack of those BASF tapes, another 6-pack. So I got 6, 12, and 18 of those so far, and then I have those other BASF tapes. Got a few of these Sony 90-minute tapes. These are kind of crappy. I'm not really a big fan of those at all, but you know what? They'll be good for something. Some more TDK tapes and some Memorex tapes. These were actually decent in the day. I remember these as a kid. Wow, you can even see these came from Kmart back in the day. Look at that old Kmart sticker right there. Full lifetime warranty. Yeah, good luck trying to collect on that, believe me. You'll pay so much for shipping it back, it's not even worth it. Show you guys can pause the video if you want to read that. I don't see a lot of these Memorex ones still in original packaging, so it's kind of interesting. Made in Korea. Boy, you don't see a lot of that today. I wonder if it's north or south. So yeah, I mean, not a bad haul. Like I said, tons of blank tapes. I have a couple more bags there filled with blank tapes. And there was one other thing that I picked up, and I'll go downstairs and check. Alright, I am downstairs in our dining room area. And this is the last thing that I picked up. This is what looks to be a custom-made. Originally I thought it was a cassette holder because that's what was using to hold it, and you can do that, but you can either fit 2 cassettes deep in here, like 1, 2, or you can fit 10 CDs in there. And it's got a Lazy Susan on the bottom, so you can kind of turn it around. And it's a fairly decent quality. It says something up here, I can't really make it out. I don't know if the camera can make it out. Let's try it with the light here. It's like Snappa Evil Eye. I think this is just some custom-made piece. I've never actually seen anything like this in the store. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but again, nice little piece of furniture. If my mom wants it, I might actually just wind up giving it to her because, as you guys know, in my room, there is no room for anything. Well, I bet you guys are wondering what I paid for this. Well, the whole lot, including all the blank tapes, all the cassette holders, the pre-recorded tapes, and this, I paid a total of $17.50 for. It was a $15 bid. Plus, when you go to auctions, estate auctions, there's usually a buyer's premium. In this case, it was 10%. And then, of course, the tax. So I'm very pleased with that. All those blank tapes, a lot of pre-recorded tapes that I will listen to, and this nice piece of furniture, all for $17.50. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this pickups video. Please remember to continue to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.